Another day, another discussion. As most NFL fans know, the Pro Bowl roster just dropped for both the AFC and NFC. And as a Browns fan, 5 players in the Pro Bowl was amazing, actually. It's a lot better than what we're used to, so I'm not going to complain, but I'm going to go ahead and go through this a little bit. Amari Cooper, being the wide receiver 2, is amazing. His connection with Joe Flacco has been awesome to watch. I think most people can agree that it's a lot better than what we've seen with him and with Watson. Not saying that him and Watson can't get a connection if that's who the Browns decide to go with next year. It's a question that's going to be raised this offseason is who's your quarterback next year, Watson or Flacco? If Flacco happens to lead the Browns to the Super Bowl, then I think that's a very, very good possibility. But no, Amari Cooper has looked fantastic, and I think Browns should be very, very pleased with that trade. It has turned out very well for him. Moving on to tight end. Same thing with Njoku. Njoku and Flacco has been something spectacular to watch. We are finally seeing what Njoku can be. We're finally seeing his actual talent, and we haven't seen that for any of the years he's been with Cleveland. And it's nice to finally see that he can produce like we expected. And having, 4 touchdowns or a touchdown in 4 games in a row. It's just amazing. You love to see it. He has become, in my opinion, the best tight end in the AFC. It's Kelsey, I think, got the spot just because namesake. It's Travis Kelsey. Joel Bitonio. I mean, he's a veteran. He's played great. There's not much to say about it. He always plays fantastic. He has definitely helped the run game as much as it struggled this year, but that's also because we've had 5 different tackles playing. Speaking of which, I think if DeJuan Jones would have stayed healthy this year, that's someone we could have possibly seen on this list. I think he had a really good rookie year. Fortunately, it was cut short with an injury, but that's just how it crumbles sometimes. But no, Joel Bitonio, as normal, has played fantastic. There's no doubt about that. He obviously deserves this spot. Moving on. Myles Garrett. What more can you say? That's all you need to say. His name is enough. Pressures on the quarterback have been great. It's allowing the other linemen, it's allowing Za'Darius Smith, Elliott to get back there, to get to the quarterback. And you're really seeing this defensive front be able to put some real pressure on the pocket. And it's great to see, and it's because of Myles Garrett. When you have to put 2 people on him, it allows other people to step up and produce. So I think he is obviously the front runner for Defensive Player of the Year, and it is going to stay that way. There's no doubt about that. I'd be very surprised if he doesn't win it. And then Denzel Ward, that's a very interesting. I was really surprised he got it over Martin Emerson. In my opinion, I think Martin Emerson he's played very well. Here in these last few games, he's struggled with the holding calls. He has a lot of penalties that he's been getting called on him, which, that could be the reason. But I also think Denzel Ward also, once again, has the name. Martin Emerson doesn't have that household name quite yet. But they are the 2 best cornerbacks statistically, allowing, I believe, 45% completion I think it was, or something along those lines. So they definitely are the best cornerbacks in the league by far. No doubt about that. And I believe that was all the Browns players that were, yeah, that, so those were the 5 players you had. We'll go back through it. You had Denzel Ward, Myles Garrett, obviously, Joel Bitonio, David Njoku, and Amari Cooper. Those were your 5 Browns Pro Bowl starters. Well, I guess not starters, but 5 Browns players that made the Pro Bowl. So that is nice to see. They also had 6 alternates. The Browns did, in case, if the Chiefs or if the Ravens make the Super Bowl, you have people who'd step up. I believe it was Hopkins was one. JOK was one. White Teller was one. There was 3 others. But yeah, I think this is very a decent list. I mean, definitely have a couple complaints, and we are about to get into that. So there were some snubs. There definitely were some snubs on here, and let's go ahead and let's go talk about those snubs. All right, so my first snub here is going to be Joe Flacco. So obviously this is a joke, because Joe Flacco, of course he's playing fantastic. It's very, very hard. It's very confusing as a Browns fan to be rooting for Joe Flacco, but we have to. He's been playing amazing. He's only been playing 5 games, so I believe it's 5 games he's played, and so he's not been playing long enough to be in the Pro Bowl. But in those 5 games, he has played phenomenal. The Rams game was a little rough, but it was his first game, so got him some slack. But no, he has played fantastic. But yeah, no, I don't think you can really nominate that as a snub. So the first real snub, in my opinion, was JOK, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. He has played phenomenal this year. There's no question about it. I believe he leads the league in tackles for loss or no gain with 27. He has 27 tackles for loss or no gain. So, I mean, he is all over the field. He can put pressure on the quarterback. He can play He can play man coverage, zone. I mean, he's doing anything Jim Schwartz wants him to do. He has played phenomenal, and he's been the only consistent, in my opinion, linebacker that the Browns have really had. I mean, Taki's been there, but he's not been great. He's not the one. He hasn't stepped up. So, but I think JOK did get robbed of a Pro Bowl this year. I think if he can continue just growing and playing better, keep playing as good as he is, even next year he should be in the Pro Bowl. Got to feel bad for the guy. And then number 1, I think this is going to be most Browns fans. This is going to be their number 1 snub, because it's insane that he didn't make it, and that is Dustin Hopkins. I just have no words. How does Dustin Hopkins not make the Pro Bowl? He has been the best kicker in the NFL. He is 8 for 8 in 50-plus yard field goals. He has won the Browns so many games this year, I can't even count. I mean, the Ravens he won, the Bears. I guess the Bears he won the game. It was a game-winning field goal, the Hail Mary. I mean, he still had the game, field goal. The Steelers, we won by 3 there. I mean, without him, the Browns are a 5-win team. Realistically, Dustin Hopkins should win MVP this year, because without him, we don't have 6 wins. something along those lines. I don't know how Justin Tucker wins or gets the spot, and like I think once again it's just one of those. Justin Tucker's the household name. Everybody knows him. He's the best kicker in history. But it should have been Dustin Hopkins this year, and for it not to be, I just am at a loss. But besides that, I think can't really complain about it. I'm pretty happy with Amari, Njoku, Myles Garrett, obviously Bitonio, and Denzel Ward. That's a pretty good 5 players is pretty good for the Pro Bowl. Obviously, they won't be playing in the Pro Bowl this year because they're going to the Super Bowl. So Flacco's going to bring the city a championship. So, but no, we'll see. So that's it's going to be it for today. And appreciate listening and sticking with me today. And let me know what you guys think about the Pro Bowl. Let me know who you think got snubbed and from your favorite team. So I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thank you.